What is up, and welcome into another episode of Somebody Said Kane's Show. Appreciate y'all tuning in, man, on a different night. Appreciate everybody that's been showing love. I've been doing these on Wednesday nights at 8 p.m., but I said last week that I'm gonna have to switch it up for a few months. So we're gonna be rocking out on Tuesday nights, 8 p.m. right here, live on YouTube, live on Twitch. Appreciate everybody that's been showing love, man. Every single week, the views are going up, the likes is going up, the subscribers are going up. And man, I appreciate it. Y'all could be spending y'all time watching, listening to anybody, man, and y'all choosing to hang out with me, man. That's love. I appreciate that, man. Please keep doing that. Please keep hitting that like. Please keep hitting that subscribe, man. It helps me to be able to do this. Hopefully, gonna do some really cool things. I got some things in mind for when the season roll around, especially for away games. Kind of hitting that something, especially for away games, something I can do for shows we can watch together. Some things I'm kicking around. So we'll see. But the more y'all continue to like, the more y'all continue to subscribe, man. It just allows me to do more and more stuff, and I just really appreciate it. Hopefully this week we are back good on the audio. I am back at the crib, the usual setup. Last week I was up there in Canada and did a show at the hotel room, man, and y'all still renting views up, still renting likes up, man. And that's love, man. As always, this is Somebody Said Kane Show as part of Somebody Said Sports Network. Every Monday night on Somebody Said Sports YouTube page, we're talking everything football. So if you like college, NFL, all that stuff, we're doing that every Monday night at 9 p.m. over there on that YouTube show. But on this show right here, this show right here is all Miami. Every Tuesday night at 8 p.m. For the foreseeable future for the next few months. But I'll let y'all know when I switch that thing back up. Man, I haven't announced this, but I need to remind people, hey, look, when I get to 305 subs, I'm giving away something. I don't know what that something's gonna be yet, but I'm giving away something because I gotta show love. I gotta show appreciation for all the people that's been hanging out with me. So when I hit 100, 305 subs, y'all can expect something, some kind of giveaway, some kind of free something to be going out. Definitely got to do something to just show people that I appreciate everybody that's been rocking with me, man. So 305 subs, giving away something, probably cop something from Caneswear, get something like that out. Caneswear, man, them people do good work, man. Every time I go down there, it's just nothing but love, man. And they always got everything you need from Miami Hurricanes perspective. They not sponsors of this show, but hey, listen, it's Canes family. If you doing your thing, then why wouldn't I show love, man, paid or not? So shout out to them people, man. I say 305 subs. I'm gonna give some away to a subscriber. I'll figure out how exactly I want to rock that. We'll figure that out when we get to that. Man, let's go ahead and talk about the end of spring. Spring has wrapped up, man. It came and went just that fast, bro. Well, you know it, man. Spring be here and it be gone. But one of the dope things you can do about spring is you can kind of do a recap, right? You can kind of go back over some of the things you saw, some of the things you heard, some of the things that was being reported. And obviously, the most important thing that comes out of spring ball is two things. One, injuries, any major injuries that are lingering and that were sustained during spring ball. And two, who are the starters, right? Who are the post spring starting 22? And I think that matters a lot. One, because your post spring starting 22 really speaks to how guys perform relative to expectations. Were there guys who moved up? Were there guys who moved down? Were there guys who kind of came out of nowhere and maybe carved themselves out a little role based on what they was able to do in spring ball? So I'm going to go through my spring starting 22. I came into the spring with a pre-spring starting 22, so it only makes sense to do a post-spring starting 22. One of the dopest things, though, about Miami right now going into spring and coming out of spring, let me bring that down real quick, is the headline for the night. We got a lot of known knowns. And if you don't know what that means, this is what I mean when I say we got a lot of known knowns.
I'm saying is that there are known knowns and that there are known unknowns, but there's also unknown unknowns, things we don't know that we don't know.
Man, there's a lot of known knowns, man. See, a lot of teams go into spring and they got a lot of unknown knowns, things they don't know that they know. They got a lot of unknown unknowns, things they don't know that they don't know. But Miami come in the spring, man, and we really walking out of spring the same way. It was a lot of known knowns. There's a lot of things we knew that we knew. We knew Darian Mincer was that dude. So when that boy go out there in that spring game and he throw 3 tuds, I wasn't surprised. Anybody who's been paying attention to his career so far in college, anybody who's been paying attention to the report so far in spring, you're not surprised to hear that Darian Mincer went out there and did work without Mark Fletcher, without Malachi Tony in 11 on 11 settings. You weren't shocked when you heard that he was throwing tugs to Jaden Upshaw. I mean, Dalen Upshaw. Jaden is his cousin. Dalen Upshaw. You wasn't surprised to hear that because you saw that Dalen Upshaw had been putting in that work with him, flew out there to Cali with Malachi to go put in some work with Darian Mincer. You're not surprised to hear that Cooper Barcade was catching balls in tight windows and he catch a fade ball for a tug. You weren't shocked to see Cam Vaughn's body control because of what he's been doing. None of that stuff was surprising. We had a lot of known knowns on this roster, and that's what you want, man. Not a lot of position battles. Not a lot of, I don't know how this is going to work out. We don't have a lot of that. We know what we know, right? And a lot of the things that we knew coming in, man, we knew going out. So offensive starting 11. Let's start with that. Quarterback goes without saying, man. And I might use the starting 22 as an opportunity to talk about some dudes and talk about some position groups. Quarterback, man, again, Darian Mincer is just absolutely that dude. Man, hey, Chris, shout out to you, man. You was on here last week on a Wednesday. You back in here on Tuesday, man. I appreciate you, bro. Mincer on Heisman Watch, man, that dude is a superstar, absolutely. I was on record. I'm going to go to my grave saying that Ken Ward should have won a Heisman. I don't care what nobody say. Darian Mincer is going to be in Heisman talks. That boy is on Heisman Watch, man. Early and often. He's going to be there all season. I got what might be, I don't think it's a hot take, but some people might say it's a hot take, man. I'm going to throw something out there. I'm going to throw not a bet because I don't gamble, but I'm going to throw something out there about Mincer because I seen a graphic come out about the projected top 10 quarterbacks in college football, and I felt some kind of way. We're going to circle back to that. Starting 11, man, we already know what time it is. Darian Mincer is that dude. Absolutely that dude. He is going to absolutely ball. He's been here for less than 8 weeks. Goes out there in a spring game without his best running back, without his best wide receiver, arguably the best wide receiver in all of college football, still throws 3 tuds. The boy just does work, man. He's good. He gets the ball out fast. His deep ball accuracy is just immaculate, just flat out amazing. He can rip it when he need to. You saw the dart to Cam Vaughn touchdown in the back of the end zone. You saw a dart across the middle of the field to Cooper Barcade. He can do everything from a throwing perspective, bro. He's a natural passer of the ball. There are guys who are throwers of the football. Darian Mincer is a natural passer of the football. He's a stud at the quarterback position. Running back, man, we know it's going to be Mark put him on a stretch of Fletcher. Mark Fletcher starting running back, man, no question about that. We already know what's going on there. Wide receiver. Let's say EJ said he the best receiver in the nation. In the nation? Man, who? I don't know who he is, gang. Talking about you the best receiver in the nation, man. If your name ain't Malachi Tony or Jeremiah J.J. Smith, I can't rock with it, big dog. But I appreciate you tuning in, man. Please hit that like. Please hit that subscribe. Let's go wide receiver real quick because I think there's a little bit of a surprise maybe for some people. At wide receiver, we know Malachi Tony is a starter in the slot. We know that Cooper Barcade is going to be a starter on that outside playing that X receiver spot. The question became who was going to be the Z? You brought in Vandrevius Jacobs who can stretch the field. You brought in a Cam Vaughn who's got big power forward experience, wide receiver time under his belt. But there was a guy that I had my eyes on. There was a guy that I said, I wanted this dude to take that step on this offense. And if he took that step, I thought he had one of the highest ceilings in the wide receiver room. And that young man was Josh Moore. Unfortunately, Josh seemingly might have tweaked his hamstring a little bit pre-game at the spring game. So you really didn't get to see him do what he had been doing. He's going to be fine. I think they put him on a stretcher to get him out of there. He's fine by all accounts, by everybody who's in the know, people within the facility. He's going to be fine. Josh Moore has arguably, no, Not arguably. Josh Moore has the highest ceiling of the wide receivers we have on the outside right now. We didn't get to see that though. So in my starting 11 right now, I'm going to put Cam Vaughn as the third starting receiver. Malachi Tony, Cooper Barkay. I'm going Cam Vaughn as that third receiver, man, because I just got to see the health sustain with Josh Moore, man. He's kind of been dealing with stuff off and on, and everybody say availability is your best ability. So if you can't stay healthy, even though your ceiling may be the sky, my guy, you just got to stay healthy. So for right now, wide receiver, I'm going Malachi Tony, I'm going Cooper Barkay, and I'm going to go Cam Vaughn. But people within the building would tell you that they would suspect, if healthy, through the summer and the fall, that Josh Moore is going to be the starting Z receiver when we trot out there against Stanford week 1. Offensive line is another little bit of an interesting situation going on. We're moving guys around, starting left to right. Jackson Cantwell is your starting left tackle. He was thrown into the fire. He came out like refined metal, refined gold. That boy is going to be a first-round draft pick. I have no hesitations in saying that. Jackson Cantwell is an absolute stud. You cannot teach that size and that strength. The footwork is there. I thought he was a little stiff coming out of high school, man. That boy just looked good. That boy Jackson Cantwell looked good. Every clip you see about Jackson Cantwell, man, he looks good. Left guard, I'm projecting that started to be Samson Okunlola. Held out in the spring because he's dealing with an arm shoulder situation. He's going to be fine. They fully expect him to play in the fall, man. But I got Samson Pancake Okunlola starting at left guard. At center, we are going all in Ryan Rodriguez. I talked about this before. Yes, he's had a lot of health problems in the past. We saw Reese Woodrow as the backup center really struggle playing through an injury, according to Mario. But he struggled. But the chips are all in on Ryan Rodriguez at center. Like, it has to work. It is him or bust kind of. So we need him to stay healthy. We know he's got it upstairs. We know Ryan Rodriguez has everything he needs from a cerebral standpoint. Now he just got to go out there. He's got to stay healthy, man. Right guard, Max Buchanan. I came in thinking Jamal Merriweather, the transfer from Georgia, might be able to get that spot. But by all accounts, Max Buchanan really stepped his game up. And that boy has solidified himself as that starting right guard. And that's special. People thought he could be that dude, and I hadn't seen it yet, and I wasn't bought in yet. And then Mario came out this week and said he felt like Max last season, near the end of it, might have been playing to a level where he was almost too good to keep off the field. He's definitely taking his opportunity, man. Big shout out to Max Buchanan, man, because seems like by all accounts he will be the starting right guard, and that's where I've got him pegged right now in that offensive line. Right tackle is Matt McCoy. Matt McCoy didn't have his best day at the spring game. Matt McCoy ran into some troubles on Saturday, this past Saturday during that spring game, man. But listen, I had this conversation before. I think I said it on the show before, man. Once you commit to putting a guy who was at left guard at right tackle, you kind of got to feel pretty good about that. And I think they're going to let him ride that out. I think Alex and Mario are going to stick with Matt McCoy at that right tackle job unless he comes back in the fall and it's just a disaster. It wasn't a disaster in spring. He also didn't ball out in spring either, but it wasn't a disaster. So until it completely falls apart, I expect Matt McCoy to stay at that right tackle spot. But again, things can happen, man. They cross-train every position. Guys get played all over the place. Maybe Samson comes back and they try Samson at right tackle, and they just really, really like what it looks like, and he sticks. And then they move Matt McCoy back to left guard. That's possible. Very possible for Matt McCoy to end up back at left guard and for Samson Okunlola to end up at that starting right tackle spot. I can see that. But until I see that, I'm going to say Matt McCoy stays at that right tackle spot. So just a quick recap on the offense, starting 11, post-spring, according to Breeze. Darian Mintz is your starting quarterback. Mark Fletcher is your starting running back. Receivers, I've got Malachi Tony and Cooper Barkay with Cam Vaughn plugged at the Z spot for now until Josh Moore can stay healthy. Offensive line, left to right, Jackson Cantwell, Samson Okunlola, Ryan Rodriguez, Max Buchanan, and at that right tackle spot for now, Matt McCoy. Tight end, Elijah Lofton. I kind of think he wins that by default. He's going to have to do a lot to lose that spot because not enough guys are doing enough to really take that spot. So for right now, I've got Elijah Lofton kind of defaulting into that starting tight end spot. Let's flip over to the defense, because similar to the offense, there's a couple of spots worth talking about. There's a couple of spots where there was some a little up and down, you know what I'm saying, where guys might be able to play themselves into a starting position. Let's start on that defensive line, man. Obviously, that's where a lot of the talk is from people, like, what are they going to do replacing the defensive line, them DNs. We brought in Damon Wilson. That's how we're going to reproduce the production we got at the defensive end spot. We brought in Damon Wilson, a 9.5 sack guy out of the SEC. He's been in the SEC for a few seasons. He knows what he's doing. If you can get after it in the vaunted SEC, you can definitely get after it in the ACC. Damon Wilson is going to be a problem. He is going to be one of the best DNs our offensive tackles and defensive line see all year. And thankfully for them, they get to practice against him, because that boy is an issue. That boy gets busy, dog, and he is going to be absolutely special. Damon Wilson will be one of your starting DNs. On the other starting DN spot, me personally, I'm going with Marquise Lightfoot. I said on defense, he was my guy to earn a job and elevate the defense. Marquise Lightfoot has the length and the speed you need, the skill you need to get after quarterbacks at a high level. I think Marquise Lightfoot has first round ability. The only thing that will hold him back is he's got to gain weight, and he's got to keep that weight on. Mario said he was up 15 pounds already. Said he's on track to gain another 15. If Marquise Lightfoot can hold that weight on, hey man, Marquise Lightfoot can mess around and play himself into a first round draft pick, because his speed, his length, and his skill set is special, man. It's elite stuff. And if he does that, this D line is going to be absolutely bonkers. D tackle, we already know it's Ahmad Moten. Didn't play in the spring, dealing with that ankle injury, recouping from that. Next to him is going to be Justin Scott, Justin Scott's a baller. Justin Scott is a dog. Justin Scott is a former 5-star who's starting to look like a former 5-star. He's starting to look like what everybody thought he was going to be. He's an issue. They say you put that boy in one-on-ones, even against an Alex Mirabal O-line, bro, he's hard to keep. He's hard to keep a hold of, man. Justin Scott is going to have a breakout season. Record this, write it down, take a picture, whatever you need to do. Justin Scott is about to have a breakout season, dog. And I have no reservations about saying that on camera. My lives don't come down. They're going to be on my page. I will come back to this at the end of the season and clip it and show it to y'all again, man. Justin Scott is about to have a phenomenal season. Remember where you heard it. Linebacker spot right now, I got Mo Toure and Chase Smith. Chase Smith might have had the most impressive spring of anybody. And that's kind of a huge deal, man, because Chase Smith has always had the physical ability, the size, and the ability to run sideline to sideline, man. But the injuries, Chase Smith has been unable to stay healthy. And man, this spring he did that. It seems to all be clicking. And that boy might be on deck for a special season himself. And I'm gonna be honest, I didn't see that coming. I flat out didn't see that one coming. Chase Smith was not on my bingo card to end up a starter. When I did my pre-spring starting 22, Chase Smith was not a starter. Coming out of spring, Chase Smith is a starter. That man had that kind of spring, man. Shout out to him. You know, staying the course. He's been at Miami 6 seasons now, fighting through multiple major injuries. Him and Mo Toure got a lot in common, man. And I'm happy to see Chase Smith healthy and able to elevate his game. The nickel spot was another one that was a little interesting, because we was wondering who going to end up in that nickel spot. Was it going to be Omar Thornton, the transfer from Boston College, or was it going to be Bryce Fitzgerald? Sounds like it's going to be Omar Thornton. I heard somebody say something about Omar Thornton that I thought was kind of hilarious, and they was like, man, that boy play like he don't care about his body. And that's my kind of nickel. That's my kind of guy I want flying downhill, blowing up running plays. He's not the biggest, But man, they say that boy played with reckless abandon. And I love to hear that, man. Especially for a smaller guy, man. You want to see that dog in him, right? What they say, it ain't about the size of the dog in the fight. It's the size of the fight in the dog. Omar Thornton is all dog. And I like that because we're going to need some tone setters. We're going to need some guys to bring that thump, man, and bring that energy. And it seems like Omar Thornton going to be one of those dudes. That means Bryce Fitzgerald is sticking at safety alongside Zechariah Poyser. Zechariah Poyser very quietly one of the most consistent guys on that defense last season. There were some dudes who made more splash plays. Obviously, Bryce Fitzgerald have all the interceptions. True freshman All-American. You got Keontae Scott, who should have won a Jim Thorpe. Despite the injury, you got Jacoby Thomas lighting people up across the middle. Zechariah Poyser was just steady Eddie. He was just the same guy week in and week out, just doing his thing, man. So, big shout out to Zechariah Poyser, and having him back is a big deal. He may not make the splash plays, man, but he makes the plays that are there and that he needs to make. Starting corner, they say OJ Frederick was locking it down, man. The end last season, Damari Brown was arguably one of the best corners on the team. They say OJ been strapping. They say OJ been strapping. And I love to see that from the juice, man. He's got the speed, he's got the length, not as solidly built as Damari, man, but OJ since freshman year has been one of them dudes, and you saw the ceiling. Seems like he's growing up, man. It's all starting to come together. The other starting corner is Xavier Lucas, dog. Like, that one was never in question. Xavier Lucas is a stud. We finessed the system last year by getting him just to transfer. Didn't hit the portal. He just transferred. He's like, I'm just no longer going to be at Wisconsin. I'm just going to roll in classes at Miami. He did it in the summer, and it worked out, man. It worked out. That was a huge win. It was amazing bringing him back to South Florida, man, where he belonged the entire time. So that is my starting 11 on the defense. Just one quick recap. I got Damon Wilson. I got Ahmad Moten. I got Justin Scott. And I got Marquise Lightfoot at that other DN spot. Some of my homies disagree. Some of my homies think it's going to be Armando Blunt. I'm rolling with Lightfoot. Linebacker, I got Mo Torre and I got Chase Smith. Nickel, I got Omar Thornton, the transfers from Boston College. Corners, I got Xavier Lucas and OJ Frederick. And at safety, we got Bryce Fitzgerald and we got Zechariah Poyser. That is my post-spring starting 22. If you feel differently, if you think I blew it on somebody, pause. If you think I'm way off on something, man, hit the comments. Let me know. Let's talk Canes ball, man. I got no problem being wrong. I would love to hear what some other people think too. I shouted out to the homies, man. They shot some ideas, couple of disagreements, especially at wide receiver, man. I put Cam Vaughn because of the health thing, but Josh Moore very well could and should be that dude. But until he's healthy and he's healthy consistently, I'm running with Cam Vaughn, man. That's just me. Again, I say Marquise Lightfoot starting DN. Some people are going to say Armando Blunt. I'm cool with that. Especially because whoever gets the job, I know they're going to be unearned. So I'm cool with that, man. If y'all feel differently, let me know. I got no problems with that. Chris, what you got, Chris? Chris said, question, why would Miami get a 5-star? Is Miami Gator bag? If it takes A&M, Oregon, and LSU, get them, you hear crickets. I don't care let the haters hate. Hey, look, Chris, first of all, the end of it kind of you answered your own question for real. They're haters, dog. Like, we know that, bro. People love to hate Miami. And as Miami fans, we kind of enjoy it. Like, I love it. I love that people hate Miami, dog. Like, it's a blast to me because especially when we're good like we are now, I do some crazy rapping. I be on people's necks, man. So it's a lot of hate, man. But also, hate aside, especially a lot of the younger people who are into or coming into college sports right now, they don't remember Miami being the program in college football. So when they hear that Miami is getting some of these kids, they're like, what is it about Miami? Like, why would kids want to go to Miami? They don't understand the history of Miami once being the standard of college football. They don't understand the prestige of throwing that U on, having that U on your helmet. They don't understand what it's like growing up in South Florida like a Malachi Tony, a no-cut Nick Lanier, and an Armando Blunt, and saying like, yo, my whole family's Cane fans. They just don't understand it. And so, and then also people hate Mario for whatever reason, which I think is super weird because Mario does nothing to nobody. Like, you talk about a dude who gives you zero reason to dislike him. For whatever reason, people don't like Mario. All that man does is show up, coach, and go home and recruit. Like, that's literally all he does. For whatever reason, people don't like Mario. So they hate Miami, whether they know why they hate Miami or they just hate it because it's cool to do and it's fun to do. They hate Miami. They hate Mario Cristobal for whatever reason, but that's what it is. Listen, Miami's not doing nothing nobody else ain't doing. Miami wasn't the first one to start paying for recruits. We're not the last ones to pay for recruits. If people think Oregon ain't spending money, they convince these kids from the South to go to the Pacific Northwest. Are you fooling yourself, man? I was in the Northeast and Canada right across the border, man. This past weekend, it was 30 degrees with snow flurries. It's April. Man, it's crazy going up to the Pacific Northwest. I couldn't imagine a Florida kid wanting to go to the Pacific Northwest, bro. They're spending money, dog. Everybody's spending money. Most people been spending money, especially them SEC teams. And now the even playing field is out there, and you don't see them boys dominating like they used to. I'm gonna circle back to that topic one of these days because I got a lot of thoughts about the SEC dominance and how all of a sudden them boys ain't dominating no more. Now that everybody can drop a bag on these kids, man. But we'll say that topic for another day, man. We'll get into that during the offseason. I wanted to wrap up this show with some final NFL draft thoughts, man, because me personally, I'm not a huge draft person. Like, the draft to me is not like one of those things I really look forward to every year. Like, I'll tune in and keep an eye on like where certain guys go. I want to say last year, I don't think I ever actually put it on my TV, if I'm keeping it a buck. Like, if I'm being completely honest, I don't think I ever actually like watched any live part of the draft last year. This year, I'm gonna watch. Like, this year, I'm probably gonna watch the most of the NFL draft that I've watched in a while. Is that because there's going to be a number of Miami Hurricanes drafted? Absolutely. Absolutely. I'm going to watch much more of the draft than I have in quite a while because there's going to be a bunch of Canes getting their name called. And just watching that orange and green U flash across the screen, them playing the little highlight clips of them boys and just telling the backstories about them. Like, yes, give me all of that. So I'm going to watch the NFL draft this year, not just the first round. I'm going to watch even more of that because there's going to be a number of Miami Hurricanes getting their name called, man. And that's dope, man. It's been a while since we went into an NFL draft and we're like, oh, man, it's going to be 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8 Miami Hurricanes getting drafted. It ain't been like that in a long time, man. And this season, by all accounts, according to the latest mock drafts, we might have 3 going in the first. It's almost a shoo-in. It's almost a shoo-in 3 Hurricanes get their name called on Thursday night. If you aren't in tune with when the draft is, the NFL draft is going to be this Thursday night. You see it right there on the bottom right of that graphic. April 23rd through the 25th. 3 Hurricanes are going in the first round. Francis Mauigoa and Rueben Bain are both likely going in the first round. A lot of people on the back and forth about Ruben and the arm length and all of that foolery. From the rumors, he's not sliding past the Kansas City Chiefs. From just the chatter and the murmurs that you hear, I would be shocked if Rueben Bain slides past the Kansas City Chiefs. Ruben's going top 10. Francis should be the first tackle taken off the board. If he's not, somebody should lose their job. He is the best tackle in this draft, despite the herniated disc, because it's made no difference. It has no impact on his ability to play football. Francis Mauigoa should be the first tackle taken off the board. They're saying Akeem Mesidor is for sure going to be a first-round draft pick as well, and I think that is very, very much warranted. I went through a lot of this season saying that I thought Mesidor was having a better year than Rueben Bain. Mesidor did an absolutely phenomenal job, man. The work he put in last offseason to reshape his body to be quicker and faster, he looked more like he did when he was back at West Virginia, as opposed to how he did 2 seasons ago when we kicked him inside and played a lot of D tackle. Man, he trimmed down, reshaped his body, and that boy was an absolute monster on the edge, man. They're saying Mesidor is going to be a first-round draft pick as well. Keontae Scott should not fall very far. Keontae Scott is the best nickel in this draft. Carson Beck should be a day 2 guy. I would be surprised if Carson goes past day 2 or 3. Those are just the top dudes, but as you can see, man, there should be a number of guys getting drafted, man. Like I would not at all be shocked if Jacoby Thomas gets drafted. Markel Bell for sure is going to get drafted. The center, I don't know why I'm blanking on his name. Center's going to get drafted for sure. Maybe a receiver too sneak in there. Maybe Wesley Basaint sneak in there in one of those, 5 to 7 round slots. Would not be shocked if maybe CJ Daniels finds his name getting called. He get a phone call one of them later rounds or something like that, So I see Chris in the comments saying he think like 8. I can see it. I can see 8. Either way, man, it's gonna be dope. It's gonna be a number of dudes getting their name called, man. And when they do that, orange and green gonna flash across the screen, bro. And I'm gonna smile because it's super dope, man. Miami has been historically one of the teams, one of the premier teams in terms of putting athletes into the NFL draft, man. It's about time we get back to that. This season starts that. It's not going to end, though. Next season, we're going to put multiple guys into the draft next season. Oh, I said I was going to end on that draft talk. I lied, man. And I'm over 30 minutes, but nah, we gotta go through this, man. ESPN put out a graphic saying who they think are going to be the top 10 quarterbacks in college football next season. And bro, y'all gotta see this foolery. This is it right here. Man, let me put this on the screen. Y'all give me 1 second, man. I'm gonna get out of here on this right here. I'm gonna get out of this because there's gonna be a whole lot of this foolishness, man. It's gonna be a whole lot of this foolery going on during the off season. Folks gonna start putting out their top 10 lists. CJ Carr number 1. What are we talking about? Julian saying the fans don't even want him. Some of the fans don't even want him starting at Ohio State based on what they've seen from Tavian St. Clair. Trinidad Chambers, okay, sure. Arch Manning, fine. He hooped at the back end of the season. Jaden Maiava, cool with it. Dante Moore, sure. Statistically, he is going to be top 10. Drew Mestermaker at Oklahoma State. Gunnar Stockton at Georgia, sure, man. Brendan Sorsby, all right. Byron Brown, bro, cut it out, man. Hey, look. Hey, go ahead and get comfortable. It's going to be a lot of these goofball top 10 lists coming out, man, and it's going to be some foolery. Darian Mensah is going to be a top 5 quarterback in college football. Darian Mensah is going to be one of the best quarterbacks in college football, man. And these lists this summer, some of it's just going to be clickbait. It's going to be rage bait because they want a response out of people. And honestly, I'm going to give it to some of them. Because when you see a goofball do goofball stuff, make sure they know they're a goofball. Hey, man, I appreciate everybody that tuned into the show, man. Appreciate y'all hitting the comments and chopping it up with me. Please, like I say, please keep hitting that like, man. Please keep hitting that subscribe. Yeah, ESPN is a dying website. ESPN is only good for watching live sports. I don't really care to watch much else on ESPN, man. Just give me the live sports and they can take everything else with them. But appreciate y'all tuning in, man. Again, going forward for the next few months, this show is going to be on Tuesday nights right here at 8 p.m. live on YouTube, live on Twitch. I appreciate every single like. I appreciate every single subscription. I appreciate every single comment, man. Y'all go out in this world until next weekend. Y'all be safe, man. Y'all be cool how y'all be cool, man. And until then, y'all already know what it is. It's Go Canes. I'm going to holler at y'all next week, Tuesday, right here at 8 p.m.